Welcome to the Home Services Success Stories podcast powered by Peakzi, the #1 AI platform for growing your home services business. I'm Julian Placino, your host, and we have another great show in store for you today because today we have Amanda Walters, who is a people operations specialist at WireNut Home Services. Amanda, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. Thanks for asking, Julian. How have you been?
Doing really good and excited to learn more about you, your role, and what makes WireNut great. So, jumping in, for those who don't know you yet, tell us a little bit about your role at WireNut and a bit about your journey with the company.
Yeah, so here at WireNut Home Services, I'm our people operations specialist. Essentially, what that means, it's a fancy term for being in HR, human resources. Started in the company a little over 6 years ago. Started as a CCR, so our customer care representative. About a year later, the team really saw the potential that I had into different roles. So got into recruiting, did that for about 4.5 years. And then I wanted to grow myself in another direction, now doing that people operations specialist role. So I don't know, I love the fact that we have the ability to take those people that want to improve themselves, and I was one of them.
Interesting. Well, we'll get into that here in a little bit, but I am curious about your current role right now. What is it that you love the most about your current position with WireNut?
I love being able to see individuals grow when it comes to, someone that doesn't have any experience just yet, and wanting to get within the trade, or someone that has been doing this trade or these trades for many, many years and just looking for a different company to be with. We're able to, provide that home to them, not just a place to work.
I love that. So let's talk a bit more about your growth because oftentimes what talent looks for is not just a job, a 9 to 5, but a place where they can actually have a career. And based on your story, there definitely is a career track. It looks like the kind of culture that actually looks to promote from within. So, having grown internally over the past 6 years, what does WireNut do that actually makes long-term growth possible for their team members?
We like to be able to use those individuals that go above and beyond and really find their potential. Uh, Individuals that, may struggle in one aspect, but they're willing to always grow themselves. We have the ability to really find that right fitting seat for them.
So, in your own story, then you started off as a customer service person, is that right?
Yep, on the phones with our customers in the day to day.
Got it. So what was that first transition like to the next role? I believe you said it was recruiting, right?
Yeah, got into recruiting, and I had very much success on the phones when it came to our customers. I did end up getting a national award with a company called Certain Path, which is an international group that we are a part of. And with that award, the managers happened to see that I wanted to go above and beyond and hit quotas, and I wanted to kind of try that in a different sense itself. So they offered me a different role within that recruiter position, and I will say it was scary to begin with. Um, Being able to, still be on kind of a customer side of things, but more so those customers being, candidates, not necessarily the people that were finding that service for us, but how could we also, service them as an employee rather than, customer side. So still
Interesting.
customer facing, but I think
Mhm.
it was just kind of scary to have a new challenge.
So making that jump, did you ask for it, or did leadership say, "Oh my goodness, the force is strong within this one. Let's give her a different role, see if she can try something else." How did that actual change take place?
Great question with that. I was kind of offered two different roles or different directions that I could go down. One being getting into kind of higher customer service as a dispatcher, and then the other route was, more so on the back end and doing the recruiting. I do have a psychology degree, so kind of going more so down the route of recruiting and being able to see, is there going to be that right person coming onto that right job or right position. That's kind of more so the route that I wanted to get down rather than that dispatcher one. And me and a manager went to lunch one day, talked about the role, and it was kind of history from there.
Interesting. So it seemed like your talent was spotted, and then your leadership then proactively presented you with different options and saying, hey, here are different things that you can do. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And I love the fact that they had the ability to see that potential in me. There have definitely been cases where I've maybe lacked confidence, as some people say, and they've helped me really see that confidence in myself.
Interesting. So how does that growth, that promotion culture work in different aspects of the business, specifically when it comes to technicians?
Having managers that are willing to support us on the day to day, have those hard conversations with us, tell us the things that we are needing to maybe improve on, or tell us those things that we are doing great, and being able to help us on the day to day continue to build that motivation and confidence within us.
Okay. So, having been on the recruiting front and getting a sense of what talent actually looks for. So, in today's competitive labor market, what do high-performing technicians care about when choosing a place to work?
There are definitely going to be those technicians that are, always wanting to make sure that they can feed their family at the end of the day, which obviously that's something that we do want to be able to provide to them. We want to provide them that great pay. But a lot of the time, people are looking for somewhere, like I mentioned, not just a place to work, but a place to really land their feet and call it a home. Retire at, be here for many, many years to come and have that family.
So, more than just a job, but a place that they can retire at, a place where they can see a future at. So, what would you say that WireNet does to position itself as a great place to work? Not just getting a paycheck, but what do you do to attract top talent?
We're honestly really big in a couple different things. One, marketing around here. Within Colorado Springs, Colorado, we actually have billboards all over the place. Our trucks are bright yellow and always looking nice and clean, professional uniforms. So, being able to be that extremely professional looking company that we strive to be. And then on the other side of things, we just really want to make sure that we are going to be that family. We do lots of different culture events, not only just the yearly Christmas parties, but we're renting pontoons at some lakes during the summer, doing picnics. There's times where we maybe do a food event at the office, and we're actually sending people out to the jobs to give that food to technicians. So, really providing that camaraderie that people look for within a job.
I love that. So, what were your reasons then? What inspired you about WireNut to come to the organization in the first place?
Uh, Ironically enough, I actually had someone that had left my previous company and started joining this company, and they're like, "Hey, come on over here." So internal referral is how I ended up getting over here. And a question that I actually get asked fairly often within the interviews that I am constantly in is, "Why are you with WireNut?" And the same answer that I provide very, very, very often is going to be the people that I'm around on the day to day. We push each other, we motivate each other, we support each other, and we have a good time while we do that.
So, the people that you're around you day to day. So, what else do you think makes the people at WireNut great?
Um, we're honestly humans. We have the understanding that not everyone's going to be perfect. There are going to be days that we might have a bad day, a sad day, but again, we have the ability to support each other, be able to, be that person that stands behind and says, "No, you got this." And there's going to be some jokesters in the office that have the ability to, like I said, keep it fun on the day to day.
So lots of fun support into the culture. I think that's great. So,
Yes.
so culture is a word that does get used a lot. So how does WireNut's core values of grow, family, and care show up in real hiring and retention decisions?
Yeah, so we honestly typically try and do 2 rounds of in-person interviews after our phone screenings that we do. That first round is generally going to be with myself and my recruiter, Peyton. That round is mainly to be looking for those 3 core values. Can this person hit those on the family sense, the care sense, and the grow sense. I constantly say that someone can have 20, 30 years of experience within the trades, but if they don't meet those three core values, then we can't have them a part of the team.
Gotcha. So really looking to see if they already demonstrate the values starting from the interview process.
Yeah, we have the
Gotcha.
ability to make someone a great technician. We don't have the ability to make someone a great person.
Tell us about the leadership at WireNut that you have observed. How do the leaders at WireNut help support the growth and development of the people?
Kind of same thing that I had mentioned when it came to my growth. We have the ability to listen to any type of issues that are going on, be able to be that backbone when is needed. Managers are constantly being able to look at, say, technicians, quotas, and numbers, and make sure that they are striving for those. There are going to be constant goals that are being reached for. And if there is something that isn't being met, then talking about that. And we actually have a company trainer that has the ability to look over those as well and say, hey, we might not have done this time around, but let's go ahead and work on that and see how that goes further down the road.
So you have a dedicated training personnel dedicated to upskilling and making sure they develop your folks, and all that seems to be very much supported by leadership.
Yeah, that's definitely correct. Pretty much going from the onboarding day itself into, even our senior technicians, they are constantly getting training on the week-to-week basis. And yeah, that trainer that we have here is solely dedicated to making sure that our technicians and employees all the way around, even in the office, are going to be successful.
Yeah, so it's not just speaking about training and develop, but actually hiring based on delivering that to your people and having a very focused person that does that for the company. I think that's a really important takeaway. So the show is powered by Peakzi, and you are a Peakzi customer. So first off, tell us from your perspective, what is Peakzi?
So Peakzy is mainly used for a marketing sense, and one of the reasons why it's helpful on our recruiting front is they have the ability to really reach out to those individuals that sometimes they are already looking for a job, or maybe they happen to be in Peakzy's pipeline, and they have the ability to showcase WireNut for the type of company that we are. Again, not just going to be a job out there, but let them see our side of our culture and what we stand for as a company, and get those candidates in with us.
So a way to kind of showcase your employer brand. Like what does it mean to work at WireNut? So just a way to do that. So I know that earlier in our pre-conversation, you mentioned that you actually have a candidate right now going through the process, not all the way fully through yet, but you can attribute that to sourcing from Peakzy. So tell us how that came to be.
Yeah, so essentially they have sent us a scorecard of this individual as to what we are looking for in our candidates. Like I mentioned, we mainly are uh, first looking at those core values itself. Within that scorecard, they let us know where they see the value fitting for this candidate, and then they get us in front of us so that we can do the rest of our process with the candidate.
Okay. Well, anything else that you'd like to mention about Peaksy before we begin to move on and close out here?
Honestly, this is a fairly new relationship that we've had with Peakzy. We're really excited to try and continue with it and see what we can do to continue giving our brand to them and showing who we are so that hopefully they can bring us some strong candidates within the future.
Sounds good. And we're looking forward to seeing the results that come from that. So give us a bit of advice here, Amanda, for home services companies struggling to attract and retain the right people. What's one thing they could do differently starting today?
One of the things that makes us extremely successful in it is making sure that we are hiring for those values itself. Like I said, not necessarily just the experience. I think sometimes some managers or hiring managers, I should say, can get stuck under the basis of, well, this person has X amount of years of experience itself. Well, in the long run, does that mean that they are actually going to be a long-standing employee of yours? Is that retention going to be there with that employee? Or are they going to kind of just do the job with the customer and get out at the end of the day. We want our candidates or our employees to really make sure that they are benefiting that customer at the end of the day. And our mission statement of enriching lives through trust in the trade is something that we live by on the day to day. We want to make sure that we're not just going into a customer's home for that one job that they might have just called us for. So being able to have those employees that really truly care about those customers as well as everyone on their team is something that really has helped us be successful. So hopefully that helps other service companies be successful.
Wow. So living out the mission statement, and it was enriching lives through the trades. Is that right?
Through trust in the trades, yes.
Enriching lives through trust in the trades. Wow, what a powerful mission statement. And one of the things that I heard is that you hire not based on transactions, but truly, what's the long-term fit here? I think that's a great nuance. So Amanda, looking ahead, what excites you most about the future of WireNut as an employer and the type of people you're hoping to bring into the organization?
We're always looking for kind of the next best thing that's out there, but always making sure that we're doing it to the best of our ability. So we're always willing to try new things out. That's where that growth aspect comes from, but also making sure that it's going to be done the right way. So the things that I see as extremely helpful for this company continuing to move forward is trying out those new things, seeing what is going to be helpful for us and being able to or willing to get rid of those things that aren't being helpful and continuing on with those things or continuing to find new things that are helpful. So continuing with our growth path.
So continuing to innovate, make mistakes, correct them, and keep improving along the way.
Yeah. One of the quotes that I've heard in the past before, and I honestly really enjoy hearing, is we are one of those companies where, like I mentioned before, we're human, we're gonna make mistakes, but we don't want to shove anything under the rug. We want to make sure that any mistakes that we are having, we have the ability to fix those.
So, Amanda, close us out with a final word here. So, if potential talent is tuning into the show right now, what's your pitch? Why work for WireNut?
WireNut's honestly, for me, it's been a great place to be. It's been a great career path for me. Even if I didn't necessarily see the career path at the very beginning as a customer service representative, I've seen the care, the family, the grow that happens here. And I would honestly never want to see myself at any other home service company.
I think those are great words and a great place to leave it. So, Amanda, share with us your website, your contact information. How do folks connect with you?
Yeah, so you can find us at thewirenut.com. There is going to be careers tab if anyone is looking for a career here itself. If you want to go ahead and just send a resume on over to us and we can start a conversation rather than submitting that application, we're open to that as well. And that email address is going to be careers@thewirenut.com.
Great. And we'll make sure to have all your contact information in the show notes as well. So, Amanda, this has been a lot of fun getting to know you and more about WireNut today.
Thank you so much, Julian. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
And that is it for today's episode. So, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time on the next episode of the Home Services Success Stories podcast powered by Peakzi, the #1 AI platform for growing your home services business.